You're amazing. Oh. Okay.
I gotta admit, I do love the soundtrack to Spring Yard. Such a great song.
Yeah, it's all. Yeah. Okay, cool. Welcome to Sonic 1 Forever. I've got my lovely commentator Roman with me today.
Hello, and greatest of marathons, you handsome people out there in chat.
And yeah, I'm going to be showing you this awesome game, Sonic 1 Forever, which we'll talk about a little bit during the run. And I'm going to be playing Knuckles, the best boy, as you can see. I love Knuckles. So yeah, let's get started. Delete the save file so we'll get a brand new one. And Roman, are you ready with the countdown?
Almost. Don't forget to share your screen.
Oh yeah, share my screen. Oh.
Nice.
Alright. Ready with time? Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Get Knuckles up.
So, welcome again from my side. We are starting off with Green Hill Zone Act number 1. The game is, let me see if I can get this out correctly. It is a remaster of the 2013 mobile port and runs natively on PC thanks to the decompilation of Rubber Duck and is currently developed and worked on by Team Forever, which is an amazing group of people who made this game available for us. The Green Hill Zone Act 1 is one of the most classical and known stages in all of Sonic's history. Awesome music, nice checkerboard style, and it's already been done. Just goes to show how fast-paced this game is and how great of a runner CBK is.
Sorry, a bit delayed on the timer there. The key didn't work. It's all good to start now.
Ah, no worries. We'll be fine, because we're now in Green Hill Zone Act 2. And this will be the first instance of us seeing something called the Super Glide.
Yeah.
CBK, what exactly is the Super Glide?
So a super glide is, as Knuckles, when you jump on a destructible object like an enemy or a monitor box, you gain a ton of height upwards if you glide at the right moment. And it's really awesome. You can skip quite a few areas like that. That's the biggest super glide skip in this game.
Like, in my personal opinion, that's one of the smoothest stages ever for Knuckles. It just looks so nice. You just super glide once and the entire stage is just gliding to infinity.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's super fun to do as well. It's kind of present in all the classic games with Knuckles. Kind of his thing.
So, Green Hill 3, if I recall correctly, is one of your favorite stages, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really fun. It's got nice scenery, nice flow to it. Ooh, lucky there, just missed the spikes on the bridge.
Nice bridge jump.
Yeah, just missed the
right
timing
now
there.
as well. Knuckles has a cool little ability that he doesn't need to roll to break any walls. He just uses his awesome power of echidnas to break walls immediately.
He's
The boss
strong.
is relatively chill as well as Knuckles. You just jump from the high platform, glide into Eggman, and use invincibility. Do not worry about getting hit yourself.
Yeah. So a great thing about Sonic 1 Forever as well, what they've done for Knuckles is they've added some cool updates to him. So we've got his physics from Sonic 3 and Knuckles, which is quite a big deal in speedrunning because normally Knuckles would have a delay after he drops before you can spin dash. But now we can spin dash on the same frame that we drop, which helps keep momentum. That's really nice that this has been added in this version.
Yeah, something very pleasant. Like, Team Forever did an amazing job on this game. Knuckles has lots and lots of love. Tails is also in this game. Personal best, but my favorite character. But we're not here to talk about Tails. We're here about Knuckles, because CBK just awesomely catched the 14-second cycle to get into this bottom area. We are now in Marble Garden. It's a tricky stage, because the Marble Garden is something that makes many people lose their marbles. Wink, wink. But as you also see, CPK currently has the Fire Shield, or the Flame Shield, as some people say. It's an elemental shield that has been introduced in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about the elemental shields is they give us also elemental immunity. So as you see, the lava on the floor does not bother us at all, because Knuckles is just so awesome with his colorly matching Fire Shield, I must admit. It looks pretty nice on him.
Yeah, it looks pretty nice, snazzy.
Yeah. Just goes to show how OP he is. Look at that Superman glide with his fists out.
Yeah, Knuckles is like, he's in the original games, he was kind of the hard mode of the game because he has a lower jump height, which can make some of the platforming and the bosses trickier. But he does have the ability to climb and glide, of course, which sort of balances it out.
Yeah, and climbing will come in handy quite a lot later on. Marble Garden 2 is another interesting stage. It's very, very tight in the sense of the circles you need to catch. Circles and cycles. There's a difference in circles and cycles. We will also utilize quite a lot of damage boosting. For those of you who do not know what that is, damage boosting means that we intentionally take a hit in the game to use the following iframes, as you see right now, to just, for example in this case, spin dash across the lava to go on faster and make the best out of the given time that we have. Nice reaction with the glide there.
Yeah, just missed the jump. So it's good thing about Knuckles is you can recover with the glide. Quite nice. Oh, one's a bit tricky.
Yeah,
got to get a good spin dash for
very, very
Knuckles.
tricky.
Yeah.
We'd have like good spin dashing, good jumping, because these fireballs that are coming out of the lava are so annoying. Yeah,
and with Knuckles' jump height, sometimes you just don't just make the platform jumps. You have to get a good spin dash.
Yeah.
To take a damage here on purpose.
The issue that Knuckles has, for example, compared to other people, or other characters, is the fact that Knuckles has less of a jump height than other characters.
Yeah.
So unlike Tails, who can fly, or Sonic, who just naturally jumps very high and has the insta-shield, Knuckles has none of those. Jumps lower, but he has the super glide, which is really, really awesome, will come in handy later on, as well as the climbing ability. But those are just spoilers, because we are not here to be spoiled, we're here to see amazing gameplay, which is happening right now.
Into Marble 3, which is quite a different one from the original Sonic one, if you're familiar with that.
Yes, because Marble 3 implements a new route that has been specifically designed for Tails and Knuckles. This top route right here.
Yep. And Knuckles is going to skip even more.
Yeah, this will be the first instance of the ceiling clip.
Yeah. This is a skip. We need to get some precise button presses here. There we go. You need to hold right and do a 2-frame tap, and then you can get over the ceiling there. It's quite nice. Only Knuckles can get over that ceiling. That's pretty awesome. So we've skipped quite a bit of the level there. And then we're going to head to the boss. At the end of every Act 3, there is a boss. Ideally, we'll get 3 hits. Yeah, each side.
Nice. For this boss, you try to get as many hits as possible, preferably 3 per cycle. But again, a little bit tricky with Knuckles' decreased jump height.
Yeah, it's alright, we got him.
Again, making quick work of the boss, defeating it.
Also, you notice the UFOs in the sky. So there's quite a few options in this game. You can turn on and off, like toggle things. It's quite fun. I believe they're from Sonic CD. I'm sure someone in chat will be more knowledgeable on that than me. Yeah, it's quite fun. Yeah.
I do not know. But it's time for my favorite zones in this game: the Spring Yard 1, 2, and 3, because it has the best music.
Yeah, Spring Yard's nice. And Spring Yard 1 for Knuckles is another great and kind of comfy stage. We've got the speed shoes there because that helps us get over the ceiling here. I'm just going to drop and climb up and use Knuckles' glide to skip most of this level. We just enjoy the music as he goes and whizzes through. Yeah,
there's going to be a pattern throughout the entire run, by the way. You'll just see Knuckles either flying above the level or just skipping the level by going over the ceiling.
Yeah.
Would you say that this is a difficult run to learn?
No, I think it's a great first run. Like if you're interested in getting into Sonic, I'd say Sonic 1 Forever is a great first run. If you don't mind like using an updated, version of Sonic 1, because there's a lot of options. There's no glitches as of yet, so it's a really nice run. It's quite short. You got the 3 characters to pick from with their own unique abilities. I would say, yeah, definitely, it's a great run to learn.
Yeah, Sonic 1 Forever is a really, really cool game, and I can only recommend it for people who like the original Sonic 1, but have a tendency to have the benefits of the newer game, like spin dashing, flight cancelling as Tails, for example, and other cool things.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely check it out.
Yes. Spring Yard 2, cool stage. Very, very simple. As we saw in the beginning, there are these bouncy thingies where you can either go above or below. CPK opts to go below because it's just the way that she likes to do this.
Yeah, I like because it's a bit easier for Knuckles. I know he just like bounces on the wall and then just drops, and I find it easy just to spin dash. Because the thing with Knuckles is he can sort of stop on a dime and spin dash immediately. Because you can't spin dash when you're like moving. So it's quite nice that Knuckles can do that. I'm using visual cue in the background here. Okay, that was intentional.
I'm so amazed how you managed to pull that off consistently, because whenever I do this as Chelsea, it's just, I get it, I die, damn it!
So I use a visual cue in the background, like at the beginning, just like one of the roofs on the city. And when Knuckles hits that, when his sprite hits it, then I jump. So you can make the first cycle there. So I'm taking the bottom route here. You can take the top route, but I'm gonna do this. Little skip here. Ooh, always scares me.
Well done.
So yeah, that just skips part of the level. You can go top route, but there's some tricky platforming up there. So I'd just rather take that.
Now we're heading towards the boss, but not immediately, because we need to grab the Speech's invincibility here to give us a little bit of an edge, and of course Speech's are all welcome in a speedrun. Why? Because Speech's make us faster! Who would have ever known? Who would have guessed? Plus we spark quite nicely with invincibility. Here's a very tricky moment, because there is a bottomless pit to the right down here, so it's very, very important to be careful.
Yeah, be careful there. This is, yeah. Gotta get an early hit.
Hit. Nice.
Oh, I got 2 hits there. Yeah, Eggman's gonna do a full sort of fly across the screen, so you just wait on the other end. Oh, careful there, get that ring.
Once Eggman tries to return to the other side of the screen, if he crosses you on a platform, he will go to the bottom, pick it up with a spike beneath him, which gives us the perfect opportunity to jump into him and hit him.
You can get up to 4 hits, but I'm being a little careful here. There you go, it's the last hit. Don't want to fall down the gaps. Sometimes if you take a hit, you fly backwards, and then you just fall down. It can be quite scary. Yeah, free spring yard. Release the flickies.
As you see, this is a really, really fast-paced run, but it's a really fun run at least.
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah. And yeah, I love playing Knuckles. I play a lot of Knuckles categories. I just really like his movement. This is really fun. And you've got a lot of options. I like the fact, yeah, they can just stop and spin dash.
Time for the mandatory water level. Labyrinth Zone, the bane of the many people in the past.
Yeah.
But I gotta admit, like for me personally, I think the Labyrinth Zone is not as bad as Marble Zone once you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's just my personal opinion. Now, since this is a water level, this is also the first time where we have the risk of drowning. But we don't worry about that, because look at this.
There's another little skip here. I find this one bit the most finicky for me, but there we got it. So we're barely even going to see the water. Like I think we touched it a bit at the beginning, but then...
See, this level is just so amazing that Knuckles decides to be like, you know what? I'll spare the level my awesome presence and just go above it. Knuckles is literally above drowning.
Yeah.
Labyrinth 2.
Okay, so this one's
Tricky,
a bit
tricky
more
speech.
standard, yeah.
It's just important to try and not die, because throughout the usual run that we do, we don't pick up many safety rings, which causes a threat, and might as well...
I'm gonna grab the safety rings here.
Yeah.
I died there. Yeah.
I haven't the best of it.
It's quite hard to squeeze through that without the rings. Yeah, I did it there. But
Nice.
yeah, let's grab the rings for safety. Careful here, because I'll give you some spike balls. More safety rings while I'm here.
Yes.
We'll
Never
stop
heard
them
of safety rings.
Certainly. Gotta be careful of those little floor grounders as well, they jump out.
There is a hidden switch here. Let's see if CBK can find it. She found it.
Little surprise. Okay, using quick climbing to get back up here.
That was an amazing fireball dodge.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not risking jumping on that fireball. I know what it's like. I do not trust them.
Use invincibility to just ignore all the enemies and run through like the fast echidna that we are.
Yeah.
Water physics are also quite challenging, because underwater you gain less momentum easily. Or like, jumps are higher, slower. But then again, we do not need to worry about this, since Knuckles can climb, as you see, and we just do the fast climb on the ceiling, on the right side wall, and skip the platforming section.
Yeah, so you can get through without having to grab a bubble, so you can just fast climb up there. Yeah, so fast climbing, as you see I'm doing often, is like sort of jumping and climbing onto the wall. So we call that fast climb, and that's quicker than Knuckles' standard climbing speed.
Labyrinth 3, the last section of the Labyrinth Zones, and if I recall, one of your least favorite stages.
Yeah, I say the boss is a little bit scary, so I'm getting some safety rings here. We want to keep our bubble shield until the end, ideally. We don't have to stop for bubbles. There.
Yes, as we mentioned before, water has this little trick about it, which says that we're not allowed to breathe when we're like engulfed in it. So the barbie shield makes this a lot easier because once we have the amazing wow powers, we don't need to worry about air anymore.
Wow.
Next question though, because if this is like an encapsulated bubble, the air inside shouldn't refresh. Eventually, it would just be full of carbon dioxide.
Well, we're quick, so we don't have to worry about that.
Physics.
Yeah.
Nah.
Knuckles don't care about your physics.
Yeah, Knuckles is just way too awesome. If Sonic can breathe in space, then Knuckles can breathe in a water bubble.
Yeah.
And we're heading towards the boss. There's a safety checkpoint.
Yeah, get that checkpoint for safety. So this is the boss that's a little bit scary. But I have got safety rings and a bubble shield, so I'm probably okay.
Yes. So the tricky part about this boss is that it's not necessarily a fight against Eggman per se. It's more not even a race to the finish. The whole idea is that you need to reach the top as fast as possible, avoid the water, avoid the hazards, and avoid hitting Eggman too much.
Yeah.
Because if you hit Eggman at the wrong timing, he'll bounce you back down.
Yeah. So you have to kind of maneuver around him and all these hazards.
Yes. You saw it for a tiny bit there. Exactly. The water is racing us as well. Yeah. So one might think, oh, I'll just take all the time in the world. You theoretically can't. We could, since we have the barbie shield and can breathe. But yeah. Race the water, race Eggman, reach the top. Don't even defeat him and just free our friends.
You can get... I do this every time. His hitbox is active, so you can get stuck between the capsule and Robotnik.
Yeah, you can get squished.
I always take the risk and just do it anyway. Seems to work out.
That gave birth to an amazing clip.
Yeah, it did.
And after the corner, there was Labyrinth Zone. It's time for the more relaxed Starlight Zone.
Yeah, just and chill before the final set of levels.
It just goes to show how well thought out the game is, like with the pacing and such. You have easy beginning level, like Green Hill 1 is a very chill and relaxed level. You have Marble Zone, which is a little bit more challenging. Then you have Spring Yard, which is a, like, let's say medium. It's not the easiest, it's not the most hardest stage, but it has amazing music.
Yeah.
Shifting to Labyrinth, which is more of a challenge, and now Starlight Zone, which is, again, relaxed. And has a very pretty background.
Lovely.
Starry Night.
Yeah, I love Starlight.
What's this? Stage is already done.
Yeah. Yeah, Starlight levels are nice and quick.
Starlight 2 will be a bit more interesting and fun to look at because we'll do certain tricks and skips, which make us again seem like we don't want to play the game because we skip it. Haha!
Because Knuckles loves them ceilings.
Yeah, Knuckles and ceilings are just the best friends in the Sonic universe. Or walls, I guess.
Good jump here. Yeah, ceiling. Any character can do that, so yeah. Jump there. Drop here. We're done.
Right now we would have the choice to go either above the third ceiling as well, or take the bottom route after the second ceiling. Both are equally fast, I think. It's just a matter of preference.
Yeah, yeah. You have to get some speed to bounce off a monitor to get onto the third ceiling. I prefer just to drop there.
Yes. Now, in the beginning of this part, we use Knuckles' glide ability to skip a seesaw section, which is right below us. Like, this is the only seesaw we used to skip the early part. Otherwise, we would have done some other seesaws, like up and down shenanigans, but yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Yet again, we go on top of the ceiling, use Knuckles' amazing abilities, drop back down, and switch between the areas.
Head to the boss room here.
Yes, the boss is also very, very interesting. I could have mentioned this as well in Starlight Zone 3, but here's a little bit more present. The game as you see it right now is in 4:3. Naturally, the game comes in 16:9, but there is a difference that's quite present, especially for Knuckles, for these bosses, is that the space in between the seesaws in 16:9 is greater, and thus Eggman has a longer route to fly back and forth, making the boss a little bit slower and a bit more difficult to hit as Knuckles, for example. As Tails, you can just fly, because Tails is best boy, and Sonic, I think, can reach him with Insta-Shield if you manage it properly. Knuckles has to use the seesaws, and using the 3x4 display makes it a lot easier for him. So it's not just a matter of visuals, it actually has an effect on the speedrun, which resolution do you use. Yeah,
the game's intended to be 16:9, so it was made for 16:9, but we sort of tweak it for the speedrun, and that's allowed.
Yeah. The final race to the finish, Scrap Raid Zone, Act number 1.
Actually quite like this
tricky stage.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I
the
like
thing
it,
is,
but it's tricky, yeah.
yeah, it's a bit tricky, but if you know what you're doing and if you pull it off well, like we go off the bombs, I hate those bomb enemies.
Yeah, they're annoying.
But it looks really, really smooth if you pull it off nicely. Which, of course, CBK does swimmingly.
Yeah, with spin dash you can get over those gaps without worrying. Oh, it's dropped there. Quick climb back up.
Making the best out of what you have. Knuckles' glide ability and climbing ability. It's just really nice to see Knuckles runners who are able to utilize both of these abilities quite well.
Yeah, Knuckles has like great utility, like all round character, very fun.
Off to Scrap Brain 2, or as I like to call it, damage boost the stage.
Yeah, this is probably one of my least favorite levels as well. There's one section that always catches me out, which is the crushers. But yeah, we're gonna be doing a lot of damage boosting.
Yep. If anyone tells me they're able to speedrun this stage without getting a single damage boost, they're lying.
Oops,
And casually, of course, it's possible, but the speedrun is just,
yeah, so you need to keep rings. So yeah, there's damage boost. I need to grab some rings here because I've just lost those.
We're now heading on to Carlos. I think we called the pillar Carlos.
Yeah, Crusher Carlos. Oh yeah, so yeah, that's the crusher that always catches me out. And because I grabbed those rings, I was a bit worried that my cycle might be a bit off, but that was all good. More damage boosting. Get through those.
Nope. The stage is as good as done.
Yeah, last little bit. Oh, last damage boost. There we go.
The next stage I have to explain right now because it'll be over before you know it. Because Scrap Brain 3 is literally the best zone ever for Knuckles players.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. I don't even know what Scrap Brain 3 looks like.
Like, you've seen climbing, you've seen ceiling skips, and you're not prepared for what's going to happen now. For those of you who do not know what this is, let's see how long this stage takes.
But if I get the skip first time, we'll try. Yeah, first time.
And the stage is done in less than 3 seconds. Hooray!
Yay!
Good stage. It's time for the final boss now. Final zone.
Yeah.
It is a very, very challenging boss. In theory, it doesn't seem as difficult because you just need to dodge the lightning bolts and then hit Eggman in the pillars. He can't actively harm you, he can. Those pillars come out at a random positioning. There used to be a RNG manip in the original game, but we cannot do this in this version of the game. So the 2 pillars that are coming out are always random. The most challenging pattern that you can get is when it's the patterns 2 and 3, like the both in the middle. Because you not only need to react very fast to not get squished beneath the pillars, but you also need to hope to be on the right side to hit Eggman. A little fun tidbit, if you see in the background these 2 blinking purple thingies, think of those as eyes, the red dot beneath them as the nose, and the horizontal line beneath as a mouth. That's Jürgen. We like Jürgen. Say hi to Jürgen, everyone.
Hi, Jürgen.
It's so lovely to have him with us. He's just observing us passionately for the final boss. The boss takes 8 hits, by the way.
Ooh, this is a bit delayed there. I panicked a little bit there.
Yeah, it's better to take it safe.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a matter of trying to keep count and not panic, because this boss is very, very, very nerve-wracking. It takes a lot of focus and commitment. Oh my... Oh, well done. I was clenching so hard right now.
On that last hit. One last hit on Robotnik for the road. And time...
on the fade out.
Yeah. Time's on fade. Black.
Time.
Time.
GG, CBK. Well done on the run.
Thank you. And yeah, thank you so much, Roman, for being on commentary. You did amazing. Yeah.
Happy to be here. All of you in chat, stick around for even more great runs. It was a pleasure to be here, and I look forward to seeing you all again sometime soon, hopefully.
If I have time, I could do a couple little shout-outs. Just to Roman, of course, who's on comms, who's an amazing friend, and he's been so supportive and kind and invaluable to the community and me. So thank you so much for being here. And Team Forever, of course, who've made this. They've just released Sonic 2 Absolute, which is another remaster of Sonic 2, so definitely check that out. It's really fun. And all my friends in the SSC and the Discords that I hang out in, I love you guys so much. And yeah, you mean the world to me. Yeah, that's it for me.
Aww.
Yeah. And yeah, RGL for having me here. And I can hand it back to the host.
Bye. Have a great time.